Okay, Naeem Rahim. Oh, I know Naeem and I went to med school together. In retrospect, do you believe that atheism brought a certain amount of peace or comfort for you guys in the long run? I understand life is much more complicated than that, but religious folks always have that to fall back on. How do you deal with the randomness of life? Naeem, that's actually a really good question. It has a very long answer. In fact, like I think my book addresses all of these are the things that I talked about. I think Armin also talked about this in his book. As well. But I'll tell you, yes, it did. It kind of frees you up. I'll put this very simply. There is a oh, thank you. That's my book. For those of you watching, Armin's holding up my book, The Atheist Muslim. Thank you, Armin. I appreciate it. There was when I was growing up, there was a difference. There were things that were sinful and not sinful, reward and sin. There was that, and then there was right and wrong. The right and wrong was my sort of inner compass, what I thought was right and wrong. And what we got secondhand from these books and these scriptures was what will get you reward and what is sinful. And as I grew older and as I became more educated, there were contradictions between these two. And the contradictions just grew. And eventually I had to choose one. I was like, am I going to go with what's going to get me to heaven or hell? Or I'm going to go with what I feel is right or wrong. And what I felt was right and wrong won out eventually in the end. And that brings you peace because then everything is consistent. Then everything is consistent. And when you have consistency, you have contentment. But that's how it worked for me.
So for me, I actually had to, as an atheist, try to learn the peace and comfort that you're referring to, that religion brings to people, because I don't have any experience with religion bringing peace and comfort to my life. When I was religious, it was only a source, like it was a source of stress and shame and disgust and humiliation and lack of worthiness and complete disgust with my desires and everything, right? And about my failures to be worthy of God, on all of that. Those are the feelings that I associate with religion. And actually those are proper views to have, because you are like the desires that you have are supposed to be, you understand that God sees them and they're disgusting and they're worthy of shame. But at the same time, I didn't make the mistake that many atheists make when it comes to saying, like, okay, I did not feel any peace and comfort from religion, therefore religion doesn't bring people peace and comfort. Like, I didn't use my personal experience as a way to have this understanding that religion is not a source of peace and comfort. Okay, my personal experience is that atheism was very liberating. The problem with atheism was that I had a very personal connection with God as my only friend, and losing that connection was very difficult. But it was extremely liberating to be an atheist. However, because I don't use my personal experience as a way to come up with a general view on religion, I, as an atheist activist and an anti-atheist activist, had to go and try to understand and learn rather than just deny the peace and comfort that religion brings, and to see what is it and where is the source of it. It's hard to understand it when you've never experienced it yourself, but I did try my best.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.